What's going on, guys, and welcome back. So in today's video, I want to address the upcoming human infrastructure bill, how progressives may or may not vote on the bipartisan infrastructure bill. We're going to address potentially seeing higher taxes for more Americans, not just the billionaires and ultra wealthy. We're going to dive into home prices and how they have hit all-time records. I want to address that in a minute. And we're going to dive into the immigration issues that we are currently seeing. So first off, hopefully you guys have had an incredible day so far, but let's get into the update for today. As of right now, President Biden, according to reports, is very close to securing a deal for this upcoming infrastructure bill with Senators Kyrsten Sinema and Joe Manchin. However, according to reports, progressives are not happy with the current situation of this bill. What we're seeing is, and I addressed this earlier today as well, President Biden is doing more for moderates than he's doing for progressives. And that's actually making it very difficult for progressives to pretty much come out and say, you know what, all right, let's just vote on this bill. And it's because of stuff that happened today. Here's what we know. According to reports, this deal that is pretty much on the table at this point is pretty much just waiting for Senator Bernie Sanders to give the okay and sign off on this. That is it. According to the reports this afternoon, it's just waiting for Senator Bernie Sanders to say okay. Well, here's what I know. Today, Senator Manchin and Sinema met with President Biden at the White House for about 2 hours. After that meeting, there was a lot of movement. We got a lot of stuff done, according to reports. But after that meeting, Senator Bernie Sanders, he held a meeting with President Biden as well. And that's where things are started to take a little bit of a turn. Because right now, according to a few House members, too much of this bill has been cut out to even accept it. That's according to mostly progressives. Some are saying there was a lot of, and these are coming from more moderates, but there's a lot of stuff that was cut from this bill to make sure it was acceptable within the Senate. But the problem there is now the members of the House are not going to want to vote on this bill because there's not much for the American people. Today, Representative Cori Bush, she stated that she won't vote to support this human infrastructure bill because she says there's not enough for the American people. She said, when we were discussing $3.5 trillion, there was a lot to be proud of, but now the American people are being left out. This is exactly what we've been hearing for the past month or so. We need to provide a bill so that the American people can get back on their feet. The American people are taken care of. That's not what's in this bill. That's not what the current bill is. The current bill is mostly climate change, taxing billionaires, right? That's what we're hearing. And some are saying that they do not support the fact that the IRS is going to be able to look into our bank accounts. If we spend more than $10,000 in a year, they do not support that. President Biden even said today that he actually agrees that what we were seeing before, the IRS being able to look into our bank accounts, potentially spy on us to see if there's any tax cheats out there, right? President Biden doesn't agree with this. He doesn't like this idea. That's at least according to the reports this afternoon. But yet he's been pushing this, saying this is a good thing. It's going to bring in more revenue. But again, right now, even the president himself is going back on what was once said just last week. Now, according to House Majority Leader Steny Hoyer, he says that the hope would be tomorrow that the House votes on this infrastructure bill. Here's the reason why I say the hope is this. Because as of right now, we do know that there is a vote scheduled for 12 p.m. tomorrow. But Steny Hoyer, he says this, and Pramila Jayapal, who is the U.S. Progressive Caucus chairwoman, she says that she will not vote on a bipartisan infrastructure bill until the vote on the human infrastructure bill is passed. And reports indicate we still have a long ways to go because not only is Nancy Pelosi wanting to schedule a vote tomorrow on this or pretty much moving forward with the human infrastructure bill, there's no text, there's not even an agreement on the framework. But yet she's jumping ahead 2 or 3 steps to try to rush this through, which other progressives and people in the House have said, we do not want to be rushed. We want to be able to read the bill. We want at least 72 hours to read this bill before we are asked to vote on it. But that's not what's looking like it's going to happen. But I'll keep you updated on what does happen. Now, just to give you an idea of what progressives are so upset about at this time, these are just some. Okay, a lot of the bill has already been cut and kind of dwindled down to nothing, but here's the latest reports. The latest reports indicate that paid family leave has been completely cut. It went from 12 weeks down to 4 weeks, and now it's just gone. There's no paid family medical leave. It's not there because, according to reports, President Biden had to secure Senator Joe Manchin's vote in order to get closer to a deal. And today, Senator Manchin said, and I quote, "To expand social programs when you have trust funds that aren't solvent. They're going insolvent. I can't explain that. It doesn't make sense to me. I want to work with everyone as long as we can start paying for the things. That's all. I can't put this burden on my grandchildren. I've got 10 grandchildren. I just can't do it." It does not look like this is something that's going to go away. Senator Joe Manchin is also pushing back not just on paid family leave, but on Medicare and Medicaid. Medicare was a big thing. That was huge for Senator Bernie Sanders and progressives. So to not get that, to get paid family leave stricken from the deal, to not see immigration reform, to see cuts and changes to climate change, progressives aren't happy. They are not happy. Senator Joe Manchin, he's pushing back on Medicare and Medicaid for the same reason, but Senator Bernie Sanders says these are not going to be pulled out of the bill. No matter what, Medicare will not be pulled out of the bill. So how do we move forward? How do we get a deal done? That's the hard part. Now, okay, Joe Manchin now, he also opposes the billionaire tax, which was revealed today, this morning. And this is the crazy part is Senator Joe Manchin is the one guy that's pretty much holding the majority of this bill up. And yet, Democrats keep on creating new provisions, keep on trying to do new things, get this bill through. But the problem is they're not talking and discussing it with the one guy that's holding it up. They're talking to President Biden, who then has to go and mediate and go to Joe Manchin when you could go right to him and get the answers. So it's just frustrating where we're currently at. Senator Joe Manchin says, "I don't like targeting different people." He goes on to say that billionaires of our country have contributed to society and created a lot of jobs. They've created a lot of jobs. They've actually, and again, you look at the wealth of somebody like Elon Musk, right? He's worth, let's say, $300 billion. I know it's not exactly 300, but it's close enough. Tesla is worth $1 trillion. So technically, just technically, he's created $700 billion worth of wealth outside of his own. And this is just one of his companies. You got Jeff Bezos with Amazon. He's only worth, let's say, $200 billion, yet Amazon's worth $1 trillion, right? $800 billion in pretty much growth and wealth for the economy and Americans and right, it just goes on and on. So I understand where billionaires come from, but I also understand where lawmakers are coming from, trying to get them to pay their fair share. But again, lawmakers are the ones that wrote these bills, that provided this information for the tax code, and that's exactly the game that these billionaires are playing. They're just playing the game that lawmakers want them to play. Build businesses, provide wealth, provide people with jobs. That's exactly what they're doing. Senator Joe Manchin, he says that there should be something called a 15% patriotic tax. And this is something that Kyrsten Sinema also supports as well. Senator Joe Manchin later went on to say, and I quote, this is big, "Everyone's going to pay. I believe we will end up where everyone must participate." Remember when President Biden said anybody making less than $400,000 per year would not see a penny more in taxes? Well, basically what Senator Joe Manchin is saying and what multiple reports have said over the past month or so is that Senator Joe Manchin doesn't want to see just the corporations and the wealthier individuals to pay taxes. He would actually like to see everybody contribute in some way. There was actually a bill, and it's not a great bill. It's actually something that I think it's like the Heat Our Home Act or something. I don't know the exact name of it. I probably should have wrote that down. I just thought this was not a good bill. This bill would have actually charged the American people about $200 to $300 more per year to heat their homes. It was a tax to heat your homes. And so this bill was just a way to go after the average person, lower income households, right? Middle income households, the rich. Everybody was going to have to pay more to heat their home. That was insane. And yet, right now we're trying to see, or lawmakers want to see that the American people spend more to get our economy back on track, to get people back to work. But yet, how can we spend more and you're just going to tax us more? Makes absolutely no sense. But that's currently what's happening is right now, Senator Joe Manchin is saying everybody should pay a little bit more, just a little bit more. Not just the billionaires of our country, but billionaires should still pay, but it's going to be the same percentage. Let's not just make it more for billionaires just because they've had some luck, they've had some success. That's not fair. That's at least according to him. But Senator Joe Manchin isn't done there, not just yet. He also opposes President Biden's climate policy. And now President Biden is going to plan on including a $500 billion climate investment into this bill, according to Axios. And what we are hearing is that President Biden doesn't just want to get this done, at some capacity sometime in the future. He wants to get this done and pretty much just rush it through, get it done, so he doesn't look foolish when he attends the climate summit this next week without anything to show. And that is the goal, to finalize this bill this week. But what progressives are saying is it's not possible. Senator Joe Manchin said last week that we are still weeks away. We're not even close to getting a deal done. So no, he didn't think we were going to have a deal done last week. And he doesn't think we're going to see a deal done this week, at least according to recent reports. Now, we will have answers on this tomorrow, because tomorrow is when the House Rules Committee is going to hold their hearing and potentially advance the agenda for the people. Okay? It's actually called For the People. But yet there's barely anything in this bill for the people. And again, this is going to come at 12 p.m. tomorrow. Now, here is something that is for the people. Remember yesterday when I said the city of Chicago was planning to start a new universal basic income program? Well, that was approved today. So, this is actually going to provide 5,000 low-income households in Chicago with $500 per month for 1 full year. But it's not just people in Chicago. Starting this Friday, so in just 2 days, what we know is Los Angeles will begin taking applications starting this Friday for their new $1,000 per month cash assistance program. This program is going to actually benefit 3,200 LA households for 1 full year. The application window, it opens Friday, and it will be open for just 10 days. On Friday, they will announce how people can actually apply. But as always, I will keep you updated on that, because I know a lot of people, they do, this may not benefit you, but a lot of people here on this channel, that is, kind of where they live. So I just want to keep you updated on that. Now, just so you know, the recipients for for Los Angeles, that will actually be announced in January. So you have to apply now, but in January, this all will be announced. Now, just again, I understand these two programs are not going to help the majority of you. I understand that. But more and more cities are starting to implement these little programs that can help you. So, as always, as I hear more on these programs, I promise I'll keep you updated on all that new information. But in other news, a caravan of more than 2,000 migrants is moving towards the U.S.-Mexico border. This has been happening for the past week or so, and we've been getting more and more reports. Many people say they are coming. Many people are seen on the news holding flags, U.S. flags, holding signs that have President Biden's name on it, right? Different signs with other words on it as well. But according to reports, they are coming and they will be here soon. And Texas Governor Greg Abbott says he's planning on getting the local police and the National Guard involved in order to help secure the border. He says this is a crisis, and neither Vice President Kamala Harris or President Biden are willing to, come down, see what's going on, and try to contribute. They're pretty much putting their head in the sand and hoping that this problem just goes away. And according to reports, it's only getting worse. Now, we also know, and here's another big story, because a lot of people right now are struggling to pay for a home, get into a home, buy a home, rent a house, rent an apartment, doesn't matter. They're struggling. People are becoming homeless. Day in and day out, people are becoming homeless. And one of the reasons why, the U.S. just passed another milestone. For the first time ever, the U.S. median home price is over $400,000 for a home. It is now sitting at $404,700. This is a nearly 20% jump since the third quarter of 2020. And according to Goldman Sachs, we're not done. These prices will most likely continue and jump another 16% in 2022, or at least by the end of the next year. So we will see what happens there. It's good news if you own a home, bad news if you are thinking about buying a home. But if you've yet to even be able to secure a down payment, again, all you need is 3.5%. Just need 3.5% to secure a home. But again, at $400,000, 3.5% with $14,000, that's a lot of money for a lower income household, even a median income household, in order to save $14,000 to put for a down payment. Because you still got closing costs, you still got an inspection, you still got the appraisal, you got other things as well. So there's a lot of stuff involved. So you at least need probably $20,000 to $30,000 just to get into a $400,000 home. But again, that is what we know as of right now. But as always, as I know more, I promise I'll come back on and share the latest news and updates. Again, I just want to thank you guys for watching. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.